Creativity is the lifeblood of architecture. It is the spark that ignites our imaginations and allows us to explore the possibilities of design. With architecture softwares, we have the opportunity to unleash our creativity and explore the architecture site or master plan in a whole new way. In this video, I'll show you how to create the distinctive site or master plan concept drawing you see on your screen. I will guide you through the process step by step and provide new techniques, tools, and strategies to promote your work and express yourself. As designers and architects, we are forced to create not only illustrations for print media, but also for emerging digital media trends. This is a fantastic chance to show off our abilities. And if you want to improve your drawings without spending any penny, you find the ideal video. Let's get started right away. If you are new or have been viewing without subscribing, please do so now. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with someone who deserves this kind of information and skills. Hello everyone, welcome to Mesolite Visual. Welcome again. This is the sketch that we're going to start this demonstration. If you want to follow along with this tutorial, make sure you go down in the link that is provided for this video to download the sketch so that you can go with me into this fascinating journey. So to start with is to further edit this sketch. It's incomplete. By the way, the project is a mixed use development. It's a mixture of residential and commercial, which is shopping malls kind of setup. So what I'll do, I will select all these members except the outline, these two outline like that, and then I'm going to rotate a copy or duplicate this along all the corners that is remaining as it is, as you can see here. So to achieve that, there's a little bit of a trick or a tip that I wanted you to share with you, which is using guides lines. So I'll right click on the space, then go to move to bring rotate multiple copies. Before you can click anywhere to rotate, you need to have guides for us to select the center of this site. So to do that, I'm going to hover the cursor by the midpoint of this line and then wait for the blue circle to appear, as you can see, and then do the same to the other side and wait for the blue circle to appear, and then that's when you can give you the center of the whole thing like that, and you can click. So I'm going to start in this direction. I'm going to rotate this by 90 degrees and then do the same to this corner by 180 degrees. Let's lastly do the last corner, which is 270 degrees, and then again hit escape. Now the site is complete. We have a series of residential plots and commercial plots, as you can see here. The bigger ones are for commercial plots, and then the rest is residential with some opening areas, or some open areas, as you can see there. So there's a little bit of work that is left to be done before we can continue further with this development. So we're going to select, let me start with this one. I'll pick this line and then hit adjust or click on the adjust tool in the top menu bar there, and then I'm going to adjust it to this line. Do the same to, okay, not this one, do the same to this line, and then it's going to be that one, and then just for both lines like that, and then this also needs to go there to here. Perfect. So we have now the focal point of the site, which is this a square, or what do you call it, a rotated square, which is going to be an open space. So these are the roads, internal roads. We have internal and external roads. These are main roads, and then these ones are internal roads. So from here, I'm going to trim off some excess materials or some excess content. Before you do that, there's also here, we need to adjust it to this line. Same applies to this one, and then we have another one there. Do the same. And lastly, this one. Perfect. So now we're going to trim off the unwanted material. To trim off, I'm going to control and hold in your keyboard to activate the scissor cursor or scissor tool, and then I can just do that. But make sure you select lines that you want to trim. You select both the line and then the lines that you want to trim using it, like this one. So I can just do that, and do the same to this one, and then I can do that. Oh, sorry, that's the result of not selecting the line that intersect your trimming. So if I had to just hit it, it will delete the entire line. Rather, I'll select both with this line to guide it to control my trimming, so it's gonna do a great job, as you can see. And then I can do the same to this area. Perfect. We have a little bit of an issue here. I don't know what happened. Maybe the time when I was trimming, it disappeared. So I can delete this line. Or let's just select this and stretch or offset the edge. Make sure we are picking a copy. I'm going to hit Control to add a copy and then just place it there. Then I'm going to select the ones that is condemned and then delete it. So these ones I'm going to fillet. Perfect. So now I'm having a continuous side, as you can see. So another trimming exercise is on the entrance or the access of the whole side, which is this area. I'm gonna select this line also to make sure it's sitting where it's supposed to, and then select all this. Let's trim and then delete that one. Oh, I made a mistake. I also deleted when I was trimming. Like I was saying, it's important to understand how trim works. Yeah, then I can do that. Move to the other side. Here it's fine. This side needs some bit of work as well. Let's just do that, and then go down here. Make sure you do the same as well. Perfect. So yeah, now I think everything is super. Now we need to round the edges off, because it's a road, it cannot be 90 degrees. We're going to use a fillet tool to fillet with a radius of 3.5, as you can see. Then I'm just going to do the same for the open area. Same applies to this one. Both these guys. Oh, I was trying some. You cannot select multiple corners to fillet, just one. As you can see, you need to try and test beyond boundaries of what the software can provide. Yes, I think it's fine. I think we also have here, because this is a road, these are internal roads that are coming from or joining the main road. So I'm going to use, I can just pick this line, pick parameter of the line, and then I'm just going to draw just like that, and then select, let's trim, then trim, select these two, fillet by 3.5 radius. This one is going to be challenging because we have a point here, and then it's a curve instead of a straight line. So if you try to fillet, it won't work. You see, that's the problem. So the best way to do it is to select this point, and then I'll pick the move node, move it there, and then bring this back to there, so that, let's get away with this line, so that you can select this by just picking the point, and then you can access the fillet tool inside the pet palette, so that it can be like that. So it's a little bit of a trick. It's important to understand the situations and how you can deal with this kind of problem. So I'll do the same to this area. Same applies here. Select all of them, and then activate trim in your keyboard. I think this line needs to go. I'll get rid of it, or they are multiple. Perfect. Then I'll select this, go to fillet. Let's try do this and see. Perfect. This one, it worked without any issues. We have another situation here that needs the same approach or same exercise. Select all the lines, activate by control and hold to activate your scissor cursor, and then fillet this by 3.5 radius, those corners, just like that. Yes, we have another situation here. These ones I can go, let's see, there, then there, not work. It's the similar situation we encountered earlier on, so I'll go with that approach and use the internal fillet from the pet palette. So I think this one is straightforward. I'll use that. Okay, there's another situation here. Let's draw a line there, draw another line, decide to select all of them and control and hold to trim. I think we need to get rid of these lines. Oh, there are a couple of them. Yes, it's very imperative to understand the significance of having a clean file. So I don't want to see or have lines on top of each other, so it's gonna create a lot of problems going forward. The progress will be affected by that. So we have the internal road as well that connects to the outside. So this is going to be, this area is going to be tree or landscaped area around the developments, and then we're going to have a road, external road, that is from the outside. So what I'll do, I'll use the offset all edges and then hit Control to add a copy, and then I'm going to have a width of a road, maybe 12 meters, something like that. Perfect. And then I can now go ahead and delete that chamfer because it's a, oh sweet, because it's a junction. I'm going to have a problem here. Okay, because it's a polyline, and I think I would leave it this way. I'll come and edit it when we are doing the landscape mesh, for example. So bear in mind that this problem is not yet solved. So I'll just do that, do the same. No, I think let's leave it closed. Let's leave it closed for now. Yes, for now let's leave it closed. I'm gonna just go get rid of this one, connect with that. Yes, I think everything is pretty super. So from here now we can move into the next stage. The next stage is now starting to model this into a real thing now. But before we do that, let me adjust my elevations markers to the outside, just to clean up the drawing. It's important when you're working. It's like when you're cooking in the kitchen, so you're using different types of utensils. Once you're done with a particular utensil, you need to wash it and put it back to the original place so that you don't have a mess in your kitchen. So I'm kind of that kind of person. So I would always be careful with whatever the situation is being created by my decisions or my tasks. So from here, like I said, we move forward to now modeling this site. The first thing to do is to use a mesh to draw I'm just going to use a mesh like that to place just the whole site. And then let's select it and then open its settings. I'm going to get rid of this green stuff. It's because of the floor plan settings. And then I'm gonna switch off the cover fill, then hit OK. So I'm going to apply another pick parameters of the mesh again, and then apply it on the internal line, so that when you see it on 3D, let me just use this fit window to fit that. When you see it in 3D, it's like this. But this one is a road, represent a road. What I would do, change the surface to paving. Oh, sorry about that. Go for paving, asphalt, dark, and then I'm going to create a layer that will represent that, because it's important to work with layers. So in the layer settings, we have layer combinations this side and then layers. So the layer combination that we're working with, it's going to be the site. So I'm going to select it and then move this side to the layers, and then let me search for site. Yes, because I want everything that represent or comprise of site to be under site landscape terrain. I'm gonna just edit the extension. So I'm going to say rename, just to copy, and then hit control copy, and then click on new, paste that. This is going to be roads. roads. Hit OK. Make sure it's active under the site and then update. I think we need a couple of layers here. We would need a layer for trees. Hit OK. Make sure it's active and then update. Another layer for, let's see, another layer for objects, site objects like human figures, just like that. Then also make it available for the site layer combination, and then hit OK. So because we are working with the site combination, let's move on to the view map and then click on the ground floor plane. Let's rename this to site. Yeah, I'm just gonna rename to site because it's the only view on a level that I'm going to use, so just for the sake of this demonstration. Perfect. And then if you click on the settings down below, let's set the layer combination to site, then hit OK. Perfect. So we have everything in place. So what I'll do, I'll set this height, you know, the offset height is fine at -200. This one I'll set it to be maybe 150, something like that. And then come here. What I'll do, I'll select the internal mesh, click on one of the points. Let's find subtract from polygon in the pad palette. Click on it, and then I'm going to use the roads to carve that, just like that. Same applies to this one. Oh, it gives me a warning. I don't know for what. Region found is not okay. Let's try it again. Okay, there's a little bit of an issue here. I don't know. Yeah, it's because of here we didn't sort this situation earlier on. We need to make it accessible to the main road. Oh yeah, it's going to be. Let's trim that, trim this, and then we need to delete this line. Get rid of it, just the way we did for the other ones. Let's try it now. Select, pick the polygon or the point and subtract from the polygon, and then you press your space bar and hold to activate the magic wand, and then click. There we go. Boom, it happened. We also have a situation here that we have to solve. Let's just do that. Quick one. Oh, I don't think it's straight. Let me undo and then make it straight. So I'm gonna select these guys and control to activate trim. Now same applies here. Trim. I think I also need to trim here. Perfect. Right. Let's see on 3D. We have some roads there, as you can see. I think it's super impressive. Let me select it and see what is left. Let me select this side. Okay, yeah, now we have these 4 open areas or open spaces that also needs to be landscaped. So what I'll do, just there, and then pick parameters of the green mesh, then spacebar and hold to activate your magic wand, and then just go and place the mesh into this landscape area. If you see them, boom, there are 3, there are 4 now. So what I'm going to do, I think they should be on the same height. Should be on the same height with the others. So I'll pick parameters of that and then inject on them, just like that. Perfect. As you can see. So now we have a landscape around, more like a walkway, a green walkway around the buildings, around the commercial area, which is this part. So I'll pick the parameters of the green like so, and then go back and then place it there, place it around just along the road. This needs to be deleted, and then let's place the mesh. Do the same to the other areas. Here we needed to round off this. I don't know why we forgot to do that, but we can still do it in our mesh. So select it and then pick the point. Let's use the round corners or fillet. Then you can still achieve the same results effortlessly. As you can see, what's remaining here is the 2D, but for now it's not that important. Let's see the situation here as well. This needs to be there. Select this point, fillet. Let's see here. I think we need to get rid of this point, or we can, I don't think we can achieve it. We have, you see, it will give us a lesser number because it's being guided by the distance between these 2 points. So the best way is to get rid of the point like that by moving it to the other point, and then you can now fillet without having any issues. Perfect. I think we are okay. We still have another area here to be landscaped. Let's see. This needs to be on the same level. What is this for? Also, this needs to be on the same level. This is the area for. Oh yeah, we have also a situation here. I don't know. I thought I dealt with this, but right. This needs to go, and then transfer the settings to that. Yes. What we need to do is fillet this point. Oh, it's because there are 2 points there. Take this point to the corner and then pick that one and fillet by 3.5. Oh, there are 2. Okay, let's do the same to this one. I don't know why they're on top of each other. I can get rid of one. No, but yes, I can get rid of one. Okay, and then I need to assign this a different layer. Oh, they are fine under terrain. I'll leave it them under terrain. Perfect. This one should be under road. It says site, landscape, roads. Yeah, because it's important, because we're going to use the graphic override combinations, so it's going to depend more on the layer setting or the layer structure of our file. So yeah, and then we are done with the terrain. We need now to do the massing of the buildings, of the sites, or of the plots. Yeah, so let's go back to the plan view and then make sure we save. Just save the progress so far. Yeah, there are different ways of massing in ArchiCAD. You can use a morph, you can use a slab, you can use all different types of tools that can work. But it's always good to opt for the best tool and best practices. I'm going to use zones. Zones are very important because you can store data and later on extract data from those. They are very parametric. So for this type of exercise, they are very they're phenomenal in terms of achieving great results. So I'm going to activate the zone tool, and then we have to differentiate our zones because we have residential and the commercial part. So what I'll do, I'll Control L to open the layer settings, and then under model unit zones, let's rename it in order to access the name, and copy, hit on new, and then paste it there. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to respect the layer system of ArchiCAD, and then whatever I'm creating, it has to be on the subcategory of that. So for this case, it's going to be zone. This one is going to be residential. Hit OK. Make sure it's updated on the site layer condition, and then let's create another one. Control paste for commercial plots. Oh, how do you spell commercial? Yes. Okay, and then also make sure it's available for the site layer combination. And then once you're done, hit OK. So we're going to start with the commercial plots first. So I'm going to activate the layer for commercial. And then let's open the settings and see what we can do there. So under the settings, let's go forward. And then there are plenty of stuffs here that are unnecessary for this exercise. So I'm going to just delete everything or except the name, the zone name, just like that. And then let's move up to the zone stamp, to the floor plan. So what you need to do is have the outline for a zone, and then I'm gonna use a line that is about 0.35 thick, and then I also want to have a cover fill of maybe of 50 to 75%, and then change the fill to this color, a signature color for Mesolite. So yeah, I think this is the basis of setting out our zone, and hit OK. And then I'm going to apply it to the, you can try to do that, but it doesn't recognize the region. So even if you change the construction method and then you press it, it doesn't recognize. So the best way is to use this rotated rectangle sort of, and then I can draw just like that. And then place we have a little bit of discrepancies here to solve. I'll just pick this edge and offset it just like that. Let's move on to the next site, which is this place. Do the same to this one. There we go. Oh yes, let's fix this problem. Perfect. Move on to the other one. To repeat the last operation, guys, I think you've been wondering maybe how this guy is he managing to just continuously go on with the tools or the operation. Is because of the commands. So for example, I've been working with the zone spacing. So if I had to repeat again the previous tool with the previous command or tool with the same parameters or the same settings, you just hit W. It will activate that, and then you just continuously do your tasks. It's important because it speeds up the whole process instead of just going back to the tool palette and going back and forth. That will take a heck of your time. So perfect. So if we check on 3D, we want to see this on 3D, but at the moment by default ArchiCAD doesn't show the zones as a 3D element. So to achieve that, we're going to go to the top menu bars there, under window, let's find toolbars and bring the 3D visualization tools. Here we're going to find a tool called filter and cut elements in 3D. So let's click on that and then go down here under elements types to show in 3D. Let's scroll there. You'll find that the zone is the only tool that is unchecked there. For whatever reason, I don't know. And then click on it to activate it and hit OK. By default now your zones will be showing. So let's select the 4 of those plots, and then I'll set this to story 2. And then I can open its settings and set under naming position. Let's get rid of this -200. Perfect. So you can see it has a transparent or a translucent effect on it. Yes, that will change it later. Don't worry about that. So let's continue ahead and do the residential plot. So for this one, let's go back again, and I'll repeat by clicking on W on the keyboard, like I said, the previous command. In this case, I'm going to change the layer to residential, and then I'm going to use the same, but this time around, because I'm dealing with a straight lines or edges, I'm going to change just to this geometry method, so that I can just draw it like that, place, draw it like that, place, draw it like that, place. I'm going to do only this section here and then repeat the same operation that I did when I was doing duplicating the 2D when I was finishing the sketch. So yeah, we'll just do that. Oh, in this case, it recognize the regions. You know why? I remember. Damn me, because I was using these in conjunction with a space bar to activate the magic one. That was wrongly done. I'm sorry about that, guys. So to achieve that, you need to use this one, this job construction method, and then you click and hold your spacebar key so that you can just continuously place like that. Once you're done, make sure you create some distance or some gaps between the zones. I'll use 500 gap both sides for both zones, like that. This one is going to be 500 as well. I'll move this one by 500. In situation where you are having too many things that are sitting on top of each other, it's very important to understand the selection criteria of ArchiCAD. So in this case, I want to select the zone, but you see it's picked the terrain, of which I don't want to it to act like that. So what I'll do, let me escape. You hit tab. If you hit tab, it keeps on picking or highlighting the elements like that. You see, now it picks my zone. I can select the zone and then offset the edge by 500 like that. Same to this one. Let's tap and then offset the edge. Do the same on this one. Tap, then move it down by 500. Let's move on to this. Tap 500. Tap 500, just like that. Tap for this. That's the last one. 500. Perfect. Now we have the residential section complete. What am I going to do, or what I'm going to do is to select all of them like that. Tap this, and then hold shift to add another one. Tap, hold shift to add this. Tap, and then hold shift to add another one. So just that's the whole criteria, the whole trick to select elements like this. Tap, and then hold shift to pick the other one. Just like that. Hold shift to add the other one. So now I have selected all the residential zones. So what I need to do is to right click in the space and bring in the rotate multiple copies. So I'm going to use the same trick there like I did for when I was doing the sketching. So I'm going to find the midpoint of this area and then wait for the blue circle to appear, and then do the same to this side. We just want to construct or determine the center of the whole plot, and then what I can do, I'll start my rotation from the horizontal section and then move it vertically by 90 degrees, and then the same, just like that. Perfect. To speed up the process while the selection is being, you can take advantage and then group. I don't know zones why they don't want to group. I don't know. Tell me guys in the comment section, how do you deal with the situation? Zones, I'm failing to group zones in ArchiCAD. I don't know why, but it's very important in this kind of exercise to have elements that are in the same group or same whatever. They need to be grouped, because for management and control of the information within your file, so it's important. So yeah, so if you check on 3D, we have now all this. Oh, sorry, we need to go back here and set it to story 2. Open its settings. Let's set this to 0 and then hit OK. Okay, but in the floor plan, we need to differentiate this. The residential has to be in a separate color, and then the commercial has to be separate color. So let's go back on the settings under the zone stamp. No, I think it's floor plan. Yes. Let's set the color to white, something like that. And then you can also use the renovation filters to just to add a little bit of information on this, because like I said, it's very important to use zones. You see, this one is going to be residential, but it doesn't show. No, it's fine. I think let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. So let me take a break of water. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Like I say, if you check on 3D, we have this translucent massing around our side. It's starting to get a shape now, as you can see. So let's get a little bit further and provide more detail, more value, more content to this. So we're going to start with the commercial plots, and then open its settings, and then under the model, we're going to change this surface to paint. I think let's use cobalt blue. Perfect. And then go back here. I'm just going for the selection so that I can just change them once to paint glossy white, so that you can have something like this. Now it pops out, it's outstanding. You can see it has a lot of depth now. So we are still halfway through. The great things, the good things, guys, to come are yet to come. So yeah, as you can see here, we've assembled now a basic massing of our mixed use site. So the next step is to create a little bit of information about the site, and we're going to use a 3D document approach so that we can be able to annotate, define our visual settings, our graphic settings by using graphic override combinations, and we do 3D annotations, 2D annotations, human and tree graphics, just like that. So yeah, let's move on. To do that, to achieve that, I'm going to find a perfect view for this. Let me know the perfect view, guys, in the comment section. Let's find the perfect view. By the way, this approach, guys, you can achieve it whatever software you're using. It doesn't matter on the tool. If you're using Revit or SketchUp, the approach is the same. So yeah, I'll find an interesting view, and then let's say come here under 3D projections. Wow, let's find something like okay, we can define our custom settings here. So let's say we want the Y to be straight, I mean the X to be straight, the X-axis. I'm going to set them to 0, something like that, and then this I'm going to set it to 45, which is the Y. Yeah, let's hit OK, and then fit in the window so that it doesn't look right. Let's go back here. Yes, perfect. This is what we want. So I'm going to right click this, but I need to see it also in this direction. I'll rotate it a bit like that. Let's see. Okay. Tell me which one is the best, guys. Which one should I pick? I know 3D, I know axonometric are very good for master planning and diagramming, architecture diagramming, but I feel like I need to challenge myself and go away from that ruling. So I still feel perspectives gives a different value as opposed to axonometric view. So I'll leave it here, and once I'm set with the view that I want to go with, I'll right click and then create a new 3D document. I can call it axonometric. Sorry about that. Create for the sake of this. So there we go. If you go to the view map under 3D documents, let's just collapse some of this. These are unnecessary files. 3D document, we have that saved here. You see, when I'm selecting it, some of these things disappear because why? It should be under a layer combination for site. So if we can check it here. This is the layer combination. It's drafting. So go to the settings. Let's set this to site. It's important, guys, again, to understand the ruling of layer systems and layer combinations. So yeah, this is what we have, guys, as the starter. We need to define. It's nothing interesting yet. We need to set that. So let's see if we change. Go back. Let's see if we change the graphic override to a simplified plane to make it white, to make all this white, and then I'll right click on the name of the 3D document so that I can go to its 3D document settings. So what I want here is to activate the shadows. If you go down there below, you then activate shadows, and then I think everything is fine. Uncut fills are shaded, which is fine, and then hit OK. There we go. We have now our shadows in place, as you can see. But the shadows, they take the color of the element. I don't know why. Okay, but for now, it's not a big of a problem. Going forward, we're going to solve it. So once we are done with this, as you can see now, something interesting is coming. You can see now the results of yet there. So what we need to do is oh, by the way, I forgot to green up this area here, which is the focal point. Let's just do that quickly. The important the significance of using the 3 documents, you can go back to the whatever view and add some elements and then to be updated. So let's do that. We want you to be green, so I'm gonna pick the parameters of this open space and then apply it to that one. If you come back, should be yes, there. Yes, there we go. It's there. All right, so what we need to do here is to highlight or to differentiate the, as you can see on the 3D here, there's a contrast between residential and commercial. We want to consistently have it on our 3D document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy the use of layer graphic override combinations. So we have simplified plane graphic override combinations we used here. We're going to edit it or modify it. So I'm going to click on this tab to open the graphic override combinations setup or system. So as you can see, we have different rulings here. We have simplified plane that we are currently working on. So if you see, these are the order of the rules that are being applied here. We have at the bottom here, the all cut fields are solid and black. That means all cut fields, they're going to be solid. Everything's going to be solid and black. And then we have all cover fields transparent. And then we have all zones to be transparent. Okay, so we're not going to start by creating a new, we're going to modify on top of it. I think this will help you also to understand how this, I know it's one of the complex exercise to do in ArchiCAD, but trust me, I'm going to do my best to explain and demonstrate how this graphic override tool works. So in this case, we want to differentiate or create a contrast between the residential and commercial plots. So let's see how we can do that. We're going to edit here because this is the main or the foundation of the ruling or the rules. So I'm going to click here on edit the rule. What I'm going to do here, you see the criteria, it says the element type and then all types are being affected by this override styles. So these are the styles that are being override: the line type, the fill type, and then the foreground pen, and then the pens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, in this case, I don't want to affect the commercial plots. So let's say we're going to add a criteria there that we use a layer under model view. So let's add that layer, and then we say it's not, because we're excluding it to this overriding style. And then we're going to key in that layer. So it's going to be under commercial, which is that, and then we hit OK. And then we're going to create now an independent rule for our commercial plots. So let's do that. We're going to go to manage rules, and then let's go here and say new rule, and we're going to say zone commercial, then hit OK. Element type is going to be the zone. Where is the zone tool? And then we're going to add another criteria for layer, because they are also a zone for residential, but we don't want them to be affected by this rule. So it's important here. So we're going to use the layer to further filter that. So let's find a layer for commercial, and then we come down here to override. What we are saying here is we want the fill type to be, what else we want to override? Yeah, the fill type to be maybe 70 or 50%, and then make sure all the fields are covered. And then we want the fill foreground pen to be the same pen, the national signature color, and then we hit OK. Then we're going to add that rule here because it's not there yet. Let's add on plus. Let's find it there down below. You see the newly created rule, it will be highlighted blue by default in ArchiCAD. So let's just click on it and then add. Let's use these 2 arrows to drag it to the top there. Where is it? To the top there. Perfect. And then hit OK. Boom. Now we have the differentiation. No, the problem is it's not this color that we've used. It's not the color that we want as this. We go back again to the graphic override combination. What we need to do here, we need to edit this. Go back to edit rule for zone commercial. What we are saying here, what we've missed is the color for both the overrides fields. You see, we only covered for the cut fields, but for the cover fields we didn't do that, and then for the drafting fields we didn't do that. If you select the cover field, watch and see, boom, it affected. So that's how you use graphic override combinations to filter and vary or create variation of graphic styles. So yeah, we want to further create depth for these visuals or for this master plan. So what we want to do is the entire, because we want the commercials to pop up because it's the focal point of the whole site here. So to achieve that, we need to reduce the intensity of the residential and other elements in the site. But before we go there, let us now make sure the green parts are being captured, are being highlighted. So I'm going to create a layer or a graphic override rule that will rule that or override that. So we go back to the simplified blend graphic override simple. What we need to do here first is to go back on the all cut field solid plate, because remember, this is the base. It affects everything that is in the model. So if you don't exclude other elements within this rule, so even if you can create a new rule, let me show you what I mean. So let's create a new rule, then we call it the new rule is going to be for the landscape. Say landscape. No, it's supposed to be side terrain. Yeah, side terrain. No, it's opposite. It's supposed to be side landscape terrain. What am I doing, guys? And then this is going to be out. Yeah, that's how it is. And then hit OK. So we want the element type to be mesh because it's been created by mesh, and then we're going to add a layer for that because we have a layer that is assigned for the site landscape, which is this site terrain. And then I'm going to override the field type, make sure the cover field is being selected, and then let's key in the field type, which is 50% field, and then the foreground pen. Make sure you've also override the foreground, and then change this. We want a white color. Yeah, we want a white color. Then we can also override the line. No, not the line. The line marker. The line marker to something like something gray. 0.13 millimeters is fine. Then hit OK. So if we add that newly created rule and then push it to the top like that, then hit OK, nothing will change. Because why? The foundation or the mother or the master of all, which is all cut fields, are solid black. We didn't exclude the newly created landscape terrain from it, or the layer from the layer for this from it. So to do that, let's hit on edit this rule, and then we're going to add another layer for, and then we say it's not affected by this ruling, which is for site landscape and terrain. Then hit OK. If you hit OK, what happened? It didn't change. Something happened. Let's go back. I will start. I think by looking at the graphic here, you could tell this is, it didn't, something we did is wrong here, because it's supposed to be green. I was looking for a greening in a color. Let's open it, edit through, and then I wanted something like green to call out the green areas. Okay, it's only affected or the outline, but I want also the cover field, which is this pen. There we go, and then boom, it's supposed to be done now. Perfect. You see, now we have a shade of green on the green areas, as you can see, which is perfect. Perfect. So a little bit of depth now has been created, so we can now move further and add value to this graphic. So like I was saying, I wanted to now reduce the intensity of the existing to make the focal point outstanding. So to do that, let's go back here, and then we're going to say we're going to create a layer. No, we're not creating any graphic overlay combination. We're editing the foundation, which is the solid black, the all cut fields. Let's say instead of having the line marker pen being thick or being on 21 color pen, let's find some lighter pen, which is 0.18 grayscale, and then the fill type should be around 50%, and then it should affect all the override cover fields. And then the fill foreground pen also is going to be on a lighter gray, and then we're going to also affect the cover fill foregrounds, and then hit OK. You can see the result on the preview for the graphic here. Then hit OK. Boom. Now we have a soft and nice residential. Then the problem is it again affected the existing, the commercial plots. So we didn't want to affect the commercial plots. Let's go back and see what might be the problems there. So if you say edit rule, we have a layer combination that says the problem here is if we say or, it won't change. You need to change it to and, because to get the ruling, because you are saying it's not, then hit OK. It's kind of that how ArchiCAD works, guys. So it's important to understand those. Now we have our commercial plots back to its normal. I can increase the intensity a little bit for the commercial plots. Let's go back, and then under the zone commercial plots, maybe instead of say 50%, let's say 70%. No, I think we can just change the intensity of the color, maybe going with okay, let me check 70%. How 75%? I think it's better. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. How is it? Is it better? So another thing that I can edit is the outline for the landscape. I can make it gray on the same color so that I have the continuity of the graphics. So I'll go back, and then under the site landscape terrain, edit it, and then change the pen to 0.13, the same color. Then hit OK. Yes, now we have a nice outline for a gray outline for our landscape. Perfect. Okay, from here now I want us to understand the outline. We're going to use the outline or to call out our commercial plot by using a heavy outline on the massing. So to do that, we're going to use a fill tool this time around. So I'm going to go to this way. We're only using a 2D information to inform, because we don't have a control. We don't have a parametric control for this kind of situation. So I'm going to go to the documents, tools, and find the fill tool. Under fill tool, I'm going to change the fill category to a cover fill. Make it airspace, because we don't have to change the color. We just want the outline. So if you come here under the outline, make sure it's active, and then we're going to find a thick pen. I think 0.35 is fine. And then I'm going to trace over by using geometry method of polygonal. Let's trace over the outline like that. There we go. Then click there. So there's nothing changed, but we need to tap to access the fill and select it. Oh, sorry. Let's tap again, fill, select it, and then right click to display order and bring it to front. Bring it to front. There is nothing yet, because you know what? We have graphic override that is overriding the settings of our fill. What we need to do is to set a rule for the fill, specifically for this. So go back, and then under all cut fills, let's say edit it, and then let's add a criteria for the fields. And then no, this time around we're not going to use a layer, we're going to use element type, because it's a fill. Let's say it's not, and then the value is going to be the fill like that, and then hit OK. And then from here we're going to go to manage rules to create a fill outline rule for commercial plots. Oh, sorry, for commercial, like that. And then we want to overrule the line and the pen. Oh, I don't think it's necessary to create a rule for this because we excluded it from the main graphic combination. So let's just cancel and then hit OK. Where is it? Let's see. No, I think we need to do that. I think we need to do that. I don't know why I was taking this. Let's create a new, and then we say fill outline. Let's say commercial. Hit enter. Let's element type is going to be fill. Then we're going to override the line type, the line pen, and the fill. The fill is going to be a space. This is going to be on 0.35. Make sure it's cover fill types is selected. And hit OK. Let's edit. Click on it and then add. Bring it to the top. And then hit OK. Yeah, I can see there's a bit of a change. Now, for you to be able to see a change, we're going to set, because this is a large file. It's a big plot, or it's a big project. So what we need to do is to change the scale in order for us to see the change of the thickness of the outline. Let's set it to 200. Let's see. And then from here, what you need to do is go to the view and on-screen view options and activate the true line weight. You see, now you have the outline. But now, you see now, these lines are also affecting the results. So what I'm going to do is to change the line type, the pen for the commercial plots under the zone commercial, what you call rule. Let's edit it and then I'm going to overrule the pen and set it to 0.13 as well. Yes, perfect. Now we have a nice outline around that is not competing with the edges of the main or edges of the commercial plot. So I'll pick parameters of this tool or fill and then do the same to the rest of the commercial plots like that. Same here. Click it there. Select it and display. Right click, bring it front. Yeah. Repeat the operation. Something like that. Let's go. Right click and bring it to front. Lastly, this gentleman here. I'm zooming in so that I can pick or become accurate. It's important. And then right click to display border and bring to front. Nice. We have a nice feel. Okay, so the next step is to create some annotations. We're going to use the human and tree figures. They are tools that ArchiCAD provides, but you are not limited to only use those tools if you really want to create an impact or a result that is unique. Because if you're using the standards of the software, so that means you're going to be the same, you're going to produce the same results as the rest of the guys who are using ArchiCAD. So you need to be very creative in terms of how you think about this. So I'm going to use human figures and tree graphics to place this, but let me just show you something. So I'll go to object. Let's do it on the floor plan. I'll go to objects and then change the layer to site trees, and then open the object settings. Let's go to the folder called special elements. Where is the folder? Special elements or basic shapes. There is this conceptual tree model. It's one of the best trees for using it in this type of graphics or drawings or projects, because it is simplified and it doesn't have the challenge with this. So you can come in here on all parameters and set the resolution to whatever you want and change the graphics the way you want and all the like. So it has two variation, if I'm not mistaken. You have a pine tree and then this one, the one on the screen. So you hit OK. I can just place it here. It's supposed to be here, and then I can select it, then multiply it. I'm going to use a path to do that, a path with an increment and spread under drag command, and then hit OK. What I'll do, I'll select this line and then bring it to the center of the object, and then I can now run a multiple copies like this. How cool is that? Boom. And then you can group. Make sure you take advantage of the selection and group the same. And then if you check on 3D, this is what you have. And then let's check on our isometric. So there we go. But this is not interesting. It's good for whatever level that you want to create, but for me, because as you can see, it doesn't give, even the shape is not, the resolution is less. If I try increase the resolution, because of the size of this, it's gonna make my computer crash. That's another reason why I don't use this type of thing. Rather, I'm gonna use a custom 2D graphic that will be lighter and produce great results in terms of the visual appearance. So to do that, let me bring the image here. Yeah, this image I'm going to trace over. I got it from Pinterest. You can find a lot of resources on Pinterest, but then it's how you're going to use it. That's the most important part. So let me just do this. I'm going to say Control K to scale this, maybe up. Oh no, you know what? Let me scale to reference. I want the height of this to be maybe 3 meters, for example. Let's Control K, and then I'll say from here to here is supposed to be 3 meters, so 3.5. Okay, and then I'm gonna choose a tree to use here. I think I kind of like these ones and this one as well. So I'm going to trace over this by using a line tool, but it's important to understand how these things works. The spline tool is the best tool to do this kind of exercise because it's fluid and fluent. So I'm going to start here. Just do that. Don't worry about being accurate. You can come back and adjust the way you want. Do that. Start all over there. I love spline tool. I love the freedom it gives you to do this kind of exercise. Just quickly do that. If you're bored, you can speed up this process, but by the way, you need to understand some of this tricks and tips. Let's do that. And this one will be coming from here to there. Perfect. So I have almost, no, let's just do the crown. Doesn't have to be perfect or accurate. This will be there. We have another one there. Like so. Okay, and then we have this guy here. Perfect. And then we have the shading that makes it unique. Just wait till you see why I'm saying this. Let's go across there and come inside here, come there, and then finish it off. Let's get it out from this image and put it here. What I want to, I'm going to close it off here. and then I think I also need to close it off here. Okay, and then this is going to be a shade. I'm going to use a fill and set it to 50%. Let's find the fill type. We can, I think for now I'm not bothered with the fill. I can use green, something like that. I don't know why. Okay, I think that. Okay. And then I don't want to see the outline. I'll delete this, select the fill, and then also get rid of the outline, just to have a nice shade like that. Let's see, is it? Yeah, I think it's perfect. So what I need to do is to fill this one solid from here with a different color. I think it's going to be black, 100%. This will be a foreground. And then let me modify it somewhere there. Yeah. Okay, that's a tree. What do you think? So from here I need to select it and save it. I think let me reduce this. It has to be on 75 or 50%. Yeah. I need to save this as an object, so I'm gonna select it. But by the way, before saving it as an object, you need to have some hotspots, because objects are being defined by hops, most especially for selection purposes. It's important to have hotspots. So I'll add, if you go down here under document, there's a hotspot tool. I'll add a hotspot here, and then there, maybe somewhere here. Yeah, I think 3 are enough. I know automatically here it will be hotspots, but it's fine. So, and then select everything like that. Go to File, Libraries and Objects. Let's save selection as an object. So you can create a folder there and make your own library. So then I'll call it a tree style 1. Oh, sorry. Then hit OK. So if you go back to the axonometric view, and let's activate the object tool, make sure it's under trees and and then let's place it here, then move it to there. You see there's I think let me move it somewhere here so that you can see the difference. Let's open its settings, and then under preview and position I'm going to link dimensions and make this maybe 500. Okay, 500, and go down to custom settings. Under pens I would want a darker pen. Let me say this, and then hit OK. Okay, even if I don't think a darker pen would do. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you don't see the results because it's been overruled. Remember, you have to go back here again and set an exclusion for the trees. Let's edit the rule and add a layer, and then it's not for a layer called site landscape and trees, and then hit OK. Let's see. So again we need to set a layer, a rule for, let's say manage a rule for the trees. I'll say site landscape trees, enter. Then this is going to be what? Object. And yes, we just set that. It's going to be an object. Then hit OK. Okay, now let's add a layer because it's an object that is under layer site trees. And hit OK. Let's add that rule. Hit there. Move it to the top. Okay. What's the problem? It didn't change. What might be the problem? Because under the ArchiCAD we were using the layer. Could have used the element type as well, and then make sure it's what? It's an object. We say it's not, something like that. Then end. Hit OK. Should be fine now. my god, what is wrong with this? Let's open its settings and see. Oh, it's because of the pens. I see. On pen 5 we can set this to, let's say, green for now, and then with this it's going to be transparent. Pen 3, let's see. Ooh, I'm having challenges. Okay, it changed. Now the canopy didn't change, it's transparent. Let's say, let's change the field, but the field is fine. The field type is 50%. Field type is 15%. But you can see the shade for the field. I'm wondering what might be the problem for that field. If you say 75%. What is this pen? I think it didn't change. Let me see, there's a bit of a problem. I don't know. Okay, it's not. And then the layer. Yes, it's not. Let's see for the trees. Yeah, I think yes, everything's fine. Oh, I think I need to set the fill. I see where the problem is. Let's go back to the site and landscape rule, and then make sure the fill type is active, and then let's set it to 50%, and then make sure it's under the cover fill is selected in the drafting fill. And we say okay, boom, there we go. We have a nice fill. I think 70% is too much. Let's go back and set it to 25. Yeah, what do you think? I think it looks nice. Yes, and I can now duplicate it there, make sure it's sitting on the right position. Yeah, same applies to this. Place it there. You can play around again with the height to have a bit of a variation, and the style as well. By the way, I've created an entire different architectural tree styles as an object. So if you want to get this, go down in the comments in the link provided for the video, and then it's on our Patreon account. Make sure you support us again, guys, on the Patreon for us to keep on doing this type of tutorials. So as you can see, they are lengthy and they requires a lot of input and hard work on it. So yeah, go download this. They're both there with the human figures, and it's a bunch of them. So just create for you readily instead of starting all over again. Yeah, you don't have time for that, and I'm the one who can give you that luxury. So you can vary up the height, maybe say 400 for these ones. Oh, sorry. Change this one to 300. Something like that. In this 300. You can make the branches. You can make the branches black or grayish, depending on your style. I like it on green because, for whatever reason. Something like that. Okay. Yes, you can vary them. There's young, tall, applies to there. Make sure it's perfect. So you can vary your tree styles as well, depending on what you want. So like I said, the one that I've created has different types of graphics for a tree, so it's important to have variation. But for the sake of this demonstration, I will just do this, use one. Okay, I think let's leave it there for the trees. Let's go for the human figure. I also have something very interesting. Let me bring in image as well. Same applies this, and then we go around it and save as an object. I also have a list of architectural human figures created for your projects as well. Okay, that's the one. Let's Control K to rescale this. Maybe this guy here, let's say it should be around 1.9. What's the average height, right? 1.5, 1.9, it's fine. And then depending on the region, I want to use the spline tool as well and quickly, nicely outline this. Something like that. Quick and fast. Perfect. And then this as well. The head. The more inaccurate it becomes, fascinating. And then I want this guy as well. So I'm way there. Okay, quickly do the head. I think they're a pair, so they go together. And then let's just do that. If you don't want to go through this tedious work, but you can speed up the video if you want. But it's important to understand some of the tricks. Yeah. Okay. Modify. Perfect. So let's select the two, move it here, move them close to each other, and pick a fill. This time around I'm going to use just black. Oh, sorry. Wow. It's applied to. I have an issue here. Let me just start with this one. Okay, even this one, that. I don't know why this is giving me a bit of a problem. What is wrong with you? I think I need to adjust some of the area. Let's wait for it. Let's adjust this area here. Okay. There's a problem. I think I need to divide it into two parts so that I can get away with this. Let's just do this. I don't know why it's acting like that. And then pick this, apply it there. But it's the one that I'm interested in. I don't know why it's not giving me what I want. Doesn't find the region. Okay. for the sake of that, let's change this to black. No overrides. I don't know why it's not okay. I'm going to, it claims it's clever. I'm going to move it this side and then pick there's one of the points, then let's subtract from. Oh, it's not happening. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we have to do it in parts. We have to do it in parts. Alright, you know what I can do? Pick this. Okay, I managed off screen, so let's save this as yeah. The important part that I want us to do, you can save this as an outline. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Let me just bring it here so that I can demonstrate what I want easily. Yes, I can save this as a solid with outline, or as an only outline like that. I can save it as an outline like that, or save without an outline. So let's just do this, and then we select this without outline. Alright, we have to have the heads. Yeah, something like this. Okay, I pretty much like this one. That's the one I'm going to use. Let's select it and save selection as an object. I would say style 1. Then save. Hit OK. And then save these ones. Oh, sorry, go file and then libraries and objects. Object. This is going to be a style 2. Let me also do the outline so that you can see the results. Object. And then outline. Style 1 outline. The ones that I'm offering you for downloads, it has all different styles. It's outline with a solid fill, and then only the solid fill, or solid fill without an outline. Save. Okay, let's go back to our main drawing and let's bring the object tool, change the layer to objects, and then we're gonna start with this one first and set the height. I think the height is fine. We can come and change it. Then let's say fill 50%. I'm going to use the pen as a signature, mesonite signature, and make it transparent. I don't know what's this fill for. Okay, I'll come back and then place it. Where is it? Let's bring it to front. Okay, it's just a silhouette because we need to set a rule for all cut. Let's add a layer, and then this layer is going to be is not and side landscape objects. This layer must be off, but everything is fine. I think we need to set a criteria, a rule for that. let's say new, and then we're going to say human figure. Okay, the type is an object, the layer is site object, fill type is going to be for fill and overall. This is going to be 50%. You can say that signature solite and hit OK. Let's edit human figure, bring it to the top, and then hit OK. There we go. Now we have our tool. So let's change the height, preview, and I'm gonna move it a little bit by 700. No, it's too big. 400. I think 350. Yeah, 350 is fine. And then I can pick parameters of it and place it along the green areas, something like that. This one is I can also change the style to these guys as well, and then set these to 300. Yes, 300. Escape. You change the color, fill, pens, make it transparent. Signature color, something like that. Just going to give it okay. I think it's pretty what we wanted, to be honest. Okay, and then the next is to annotate. There are different types of annotation. I can do it 3D and 2D annotation. I'll start with 3D because I need to capture the streets for that. So I'll go back to the, let me save this because I'm going to share this file with you. So go down in the link and download the entire file. So I'm going to place the street names just to call out the street names. I'll use a 3D text object. So I'm gonna search for 3D text. This I will say I'm gonna start with the north. The north 112. Let me say avenue. Okay, and we'll come and later change the rotation around the XYZ. So make the resolution 200, make it full under 3D, and then set the surface to a color. I'm looking for black color, paint ivory. Yes, yeah, it's gonna be under. Where can I under object? Let me see what it would be. And then please. This will be the North Avenue. I'm gonna change the Y to 90. Oh no, it's not the one. I think it's the X. Let's say 0. Yeah. And then if you see on 3D, what is it? It should be like this. And then I can change the height to, I think let me change it inside under preview and position, set it to maybe 1.5. Yeah, I think it has to be outstanding from outside. Let's say 2 meters, I think. Yes, 3.5 is better. 3.5 is better. It has to be visible from the top. Let's see from the, yeah, that's the one. It has to be on negative 200. I think I need to put it under a different layer, which is maybe general. Yes, North Avenue. We can drop it down a bit, maybe 300. Oh, 350. Not bad. And move it here. Okay, North Avenue, we have another one. We can rotate a copy, bring this side, and this is going to be east. B11 Avenue. I have to rotate it. Oh, mirror copy. Let's mirror it vertical, horizontal, sorry. Let's see. It's the East Avenue. I don't think mirror. Let's see. We need to rotate it. Let's rotate it this way and see. Yes, I think it's fine. Okay, perfect. So I think everything looks great now. We can move forward as well and make some annotations just to call out the different way of doing it. I can do it here on the 3D document or on the layout. So I think the best way is to do it here. So I'm going to say go to document and pick just a line tool, and then in this line it has to have an arrowhead. I think I'll go for that one, and then let's say we draw it like that. We can change this to a dashed line, and then we can make some bubbles around here or whatever different styles. That's what I like about being creative. You can try all sorts of drama. Then I can pick text tool. Let's see, and then I'll say block. This will be block A. Sorry, let's stretch it that way. And then I like the robot font size. Make it 90 degrees. Move it somewhere here. Set it to 2.5 or even 2. Yes, and then move it closer to the line. Perfect. You can unbold it and see how it will come out. Do the same to that one, to this, and to that. That's basically how you can play around with this. Or we can make a bubble. This point of choice. A bubble like that. Move it there. Rotate this to horizontal. Insert it in the box or in the bubble. Let's see. Let's increase the bubble. Something like that. You can trim off that line. Perfect. So it depends on how you want to do some annotation, and if you want to add depth to as well, some deconstruction methods, you can also achieve that by using a polyline. Okay, let's say dashed. We want to show some segmentation of this. We say that, and then we take out this. Make sure the dash small. Dash small. Okay. Then you can maybe draw a line, something like that. You can play around and achieve great stuff if you want. Okay, so and if we bring back the 3D visualization tools, just one thing to share with you while we are still here. You can use a tool called look to perpendicular. Then you click on the surface, you can have this type and create a 3D document based on this. Right click, maybe save first. Let's save it here as a 3D window and create a new 3D document from this. This is going to be a plan. Yeah, something like this. Then you can still apply the same rules to the settings. The side layer combination will be placed and the simplified plan graphic overhead combination, so that you can have the same effect, as you can see. So you can go ahead and again annotate the remaining part. So again, we can also show the 3D settings and key and the shadows like that. Perfect. If you want depth, sorry, and it's a 3D document, you can still do the same as we did on this isometric, whereby you do the plan trees. You create 2D graphics for the plan top of your plan, what you call the plan trees or the tree plan, and then place around so that it can be more informative, as you can see. Okay, so this one, the site, I can also change its settings and set the override to a simplified plan, just to have a simple version of it. You can see now it's just 2D and all the likes. Okay, when you come here on the layout book, we can create a layout for this, but we're gonna start with a master. Let's create a master. I'm gonna go for a square sheet, which is 841 by 841 for online purposes. And then that's what we want. Let me collapse these files, or rather delete all these layouts and create our own layout. Let's use the master we just created. Perfect. And then we can now assign or throw in our elements, our drawings. And this, I'll say let's move it from the point to the corner there, and then I'll hit Control K and then hit OK to rescale this. No, I'm doing it wrongly. I want to scale it from this part to somewhere here. Perfect. And then I don't like to use the title for a presentation drawing, so I normally take it out because it's not user friendly to customize it. I rather create my own style of presentation, so of titles. So I'll say this is going to be a title. Oh, sorry. Right, and then it's going to be a project. Could have said type type is going to be a master plan, and then I would say mixed use developments. And then this is an axonometry view. Select this, change the font type to robot. Yeah. And then size, color, signature. Make it to 80, 15, something like this. Let's stretch to be that, and then justification to be the left. I don't want to be bold. I'm going to bold only this one. Right. Something like that. Let's move it a bit here. Then I'm going to make a copy. Select all of this. Master plan is the name. And then bold. This is going to be times 230. Justification on the left. And then I'm gonna align it with the height or with the type, and then let's scale it to fill the whole height of this text like that. Something like this. I can scale it globally just to try fit everything like that. I still feel it's too big. I can do the same, scale it globally like that. Perfect. Okay, and then I can also, because I have different types of drawings here, this will be maybe B1. Just right. Yeah, if you save this as a PDF, let's see how the result will be. And then save. Okay, looks great at all. Great, looks great, looks great, looks great. I can change the type, I mean the color of this, but I think it's outstanding, guys. It's outstanding. You can also change the intensity of the text a bit, so that maybe something, no, something dull, yeah, something dull like that. Who is it? This one. What is this font? 156. Perfect. So that's basically it, guys, for this tutorial. I'm really impressed with the result we have achieved so far, and go down in the comment section to download this file, and make sure you also support us in our Patreon membership to access some a little bit advanced material, digital content, and some resources you can really optimize your workflow and try to speed up the whole process. So that's basically it. Our idea is to really help and share a lot of things with you guys. We are a community. Let's keep on pushing. The way we are growing, it's alarming, and the more you grow, the better we become as well. We grow together. Let's make sure it's our goal this year. So we just want to reach 20k subscribers in our channel. Yeah, it took 2 hours for us to finish this, but it's because I was talking a little bit, and yeah, it slows my process. So all in all, I think I'm very happy that we've managed to complete this. It's more like a course, right? Yeah, it is a course. I think that's the title of the video. So thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video to everyone who deserves this kind of information. If you don't like what you've seen already, let us know. Give us dislike. There's a dislike button, and then Also go to the comment section and let us understand your challenges and how we can help. Or if you want us to improve, where can we improve? Because at the end of the day, guys, we really want to improve, and your feedback is really pivotal for our growth. So the feedback is important, your response is important. Make sure you go to the comment section and let us know the result of this and on the like. Thank you and bye bye.